Fans divided. Is IU's bold move redemption or rekindling old controversy? Imagine a hidden gem from K-pop's most turbulent chapter suddenly resurfacing, not as a relic of regret, but as a bold testament to an artist's unyielding spirit. Could IU's latest surprise rewrite the narrative of one of her most infamous releases? In a move that has sent shockwaves through the global fanbase, IU, the enigmatic powerhouse known as the nation's little sister turned self-assured icon, unveiled an unreleased performance video for her track 23 on October 23, 2025, precisely marking the 10th anniversary of her fourth mini-album, CHAT-SHIRE. This isn't just a nostalgic drop, it's a defiant reclamation of a song that once ignited a firestorm of backlash, forcing us to reflect on how time can transform venom into velvet. Watching IU glide through those choreography moves with the effortless poise of someone who's stared down storms and emerged sharper, it's impossible not to feel a rush of admiration. Her confidence radiates like sunlight piercing through old clouds, reminding us that true artistry doesn't crumble under scrutiny, it evolves. Diving back into the archives of 2015 feels like flipping through a diary of youthful rebellion, laced with unintended thorns. CHAT-SHIRE, released on that fateful October day, was IU's bold leap into full self-production. A 23-year-old prodigy, born Lee Ji-eun in 1993, crafting every lyric, melody, and nuance from the depths of her introspective soul. 23 served as the album's vibrant title track, a fizzy pop confection blending synth-pop whimsy with IU's signature vocal acrobatics, capturing the dizzying haze of turning 23 amid the relentless glare of fame. Yet what should have been a celebratory anthem for quarter-life musings quickly devolved into a battleground. Critics and netizens pounced, accusing the song of sampling American pop princess Britney Spears' ad-libs from Slave for You without clearance, a claim that echoed louder when IU's agency, Lowen Entertainment, faced heat for potential copyright infringement. The controversy wasn't isolated. It bled into the album's bonus track, ZZ, which drew even fiercer ire for its lyrical reinterpretation of the innocent child protagonist from José Mauro de Vasconcelos's beloved Brazilian novel, My Sweet Orange Tree. Detractors labeled the words as pedophilic undertones, twisting IU's attempt at evoking lost childhood wonder into something sinister, sparking petitions, media frenzies, and a national debate on artistic intent versus public perception. It's chilling to revisit those headlines now. How a young woman pouring her vulnerabilities onto wax became the villain in her own story. Yet, there's a poignant beauty in her resilience, a quiet fire that whispers, "I wrote from my heart. Judge if you must, but don't silence the echo." As the dust settled, IU stepped forward with a raw, handwritten apology on November 6, 2015, her words trembling with sincerity, yet laced with unapologetic defense. "I swear I did not write the lyrics sexualizing a 5-year-old child," she professed, explaining her inspiration as a bridge between her own fragmented youth and Zeze's whimsical tragedy. The publishing house behind My Sweet Orange Tree even issued a conciliatory statement, acknowledging the homage while urging grace. In the aftermath, CHAT-SHIRE sales plummeted initially, but like a phoenix dusted in glitter, the album clawed its way to over 180,000 copies sold in Korea alone by year's end, proving that controversy often fertilizes the soil for deeper appreciation. Fast forward to today, and 23 has shed its scarlet letter. Playlists overflow with it as a retro bop, its infectious hook, "I'm 23, feeling so free," now evoking fond nostalgia rather than furrowed brows. Dropping that unreleased video feels like IU extending an olive branch wrapped in sequins. Her lithe form in that shimmering outfit, executing flips and struts with a joy that's palpably liberating. It's heart-swelling, really, to witness this evolution. In an industry that chews up vulnerability, IU's choice to resurrect the past without a flinch speaks volumes about her growth, turning what could have been a scar into a sparkling badge of honor. To truly grasp the seismic shift this video represents, one must trace IU's odyssey from wide-eyed trainee to K-pop's lyrical lodestar, a journey that's as meticulously documented as it is mesmerizing. Debuting at just 15 in September 2008 with the mini-album Lost and Found, IU entered a scene dominated by glossy girl groups, armed only with her crystalline voice and a ballad called Lost Child that hinted at the emotional depths she'd plumb later. Those early days were lean. Her first album, Growing Up, in 2009, scraped by with modest sales. But tracks like Boo with 2NE1's CL sparked flickers of promise. It wasn't until 2010's Good Day, a vocal tour de force boasting a 3-octave note climb, that IU detonated into superstardom, topping charts, earning the moniker Good Day Sister, and cementing her as the voice of a generation's hidden heartaches. Reflecting on that breakthrough now, there's an electric thrill in it. Imagine a teenager, orphaned of stability yet rich in talent, flipping the script on doubt with sheer sonic sorcery. It's the stuff of underdog legends that makes you root harder for every artist grinding in the shadows.
By 2011, IU wasn't just singing, she was storytelling with surgical precision. Her second full-length reel and repackaged Reel Plus unleashed anthems like You and I, a sultry pivot from bubblegum innocence to womanly yearning that had fans gasping at her metamorphosis. This era birthed her as a dual threat. The sweet IU of OSTs like Hold My Hand for the Greatest Love, penned at 17, a tender plea that still tugs at heartstrings, and the fierce architect of Last Fantasy, where Someday became an ethereal eulogy for lost loves. Her discography ballooned from there, the whimsical Modern Times in 2013, channeling retro jazz with The Red Shoes, the floral serenity of remake album A Flower Bookmark in 2014, reinterpreting classics like My Old Story with a hush that feels like autumn leaves whispering secrets. Each release layered her legacy, but none quite like CHAT-SHIRE, her unfiltered manifesto at the cusp of maturity. Peering into that unreleased footage, you catch echoes of this trajectory. IU's gaze, once tentative, now commands the frame with a knowing smirk, as if saying, I've danced through fire. This is just the encore. It's profoundly moving, this visual diary entry. It doesn't just entertain, but educates, showing how scars from 23's fallout honed her into the diamond she is today. The ripple effects of CHAT-SHIRE's tempests extended far beyond sales charts, etching IU into discourses on creative freedom and cultural sensitivity in K-pop. The ZZ uproar, in particular, ignited feminist reckonings and literary defenses, with outlets like The Guardian decrying the song's perceived exploitation of a child's narrative, a Brazilian tale taught in Korean schools as a staple of empathy, while IU's defenders hailed it as poetic license gone awry, but not malicious. Her response tour, including a tearful fan meet where she vowed to grow through the pain, humanized her in ways that polished idols rarely afford, fostering a bond with fans that's endured like an old friendship. Meanwhile, 23 itself, with its candy-coated critique of fleeting youth and performative femininity, was initially dismissed as frivolous amid the sampling scandal. Britney's estate never pursued legal action, but the whispers lingered. Yet, as years peeled back the layers, listeners unearthed its satirical bite. Lines mocking sexy concepts and idol fatigue that presciently skewered the very industry traps IU navigated. Rewatching the performance video now, those lyrics land with fresh acuity. Her playful pouts and hip sways a clever subversion, not submission. It's exhilarating, this hindsight. What felt like a misstep in 2015 now pulses with prescience, evoking a warm glow of vindication for an artist who dared to dissect her world while the world dissected her. IU's post-CHAT-SHIRE renaissance reads like a masterclass in reinvention, each chapter a bolder stroke on her ever-expanding canvas. 2017's Palette, her third full-length, was a confessional kaleidoscope, with the title track, a self-penned rumination on identity crises, earning her first day song at the Golden Disc Awards and topping charts for weeks. Co-written with beloved indie act Gaho, it stripped bare her insecurities. "When I look in the mirror, I don't know myself anymore," she croons, a vulnerability that resonates deeper with every listen, especially knowing the CHAT-SHIRE wounds were still fresh. Then came Palette's Siblings, the ethereal Soulmate EP in 2018, home to Bibi, a sassy clapback at detractors that amassed over 100 million YouTube views, its glitchy beats and IU's arched eyebrow a delicious riposte to years of shade. By 2019, Love Poem unfurled as a double album of symphonic grandeur, blooming into a festival of colors with its minimalist funk, while the rock opera Closer, Above the Treetops, soared on strings that tugged at the soul. Her acting forays intertwined seamlessly, starring in Moon Lovers, Scarlet Heart Rio as the time-traveling Jesus, her OST, The Best Luck, becoming a tear-jerker staple, or her Emmy-buzzed turn in Hotel del Luna, opposite Yojingu, where her portrayal of the icy hotelier dripped with the same multifaceted charm as her music. Infusing the unreleased 23 video into this tapestry feels like threading a golden needle. Her youthful exuberance there foreshadows the poise in Blooming's choreography, or Jam Jam's playful pulses from 2021's Lilac. It's awe-inspiring, this continuity, each era a conversation with the last, leaving you breathless at how one woman's voice can orchestrate such symphonies of self-discovery. Netizens' frenzy over the video drop mirrors the electric hum of a concert encore, a collective exhale of "finally," laced with gasps of delight. On platforms like X, formerly Twitter, reactions poured in like confetti. One fan gushed, "IU dropping this after all these years? Queen energy only, unbothered and serving looks," echoing the K-pop post that clocked thousands of views within hours. Others delve deeper, speculating on vaults of treasures yet to come. How many more unreleased gems does she have? This is just the appetizer for her legacy feast, a sentiment rippling through threads dissecting the video's behind-the-scenes vibes, from the MV director's 2015 clarifications on avoiding pedo tropes to IU's radiant, controversy-ignoring smile. The excitement isn't mere hype. It's a reclamation party, with Reddit throwbacks reminiscing how 23 was their gateway drug to IU's discography, its replay value outlasting the hate. Scrolling through these posts, a cozy warmth settles in. Fans aren't just consuming, they're communing, their shared shock morphing into a tapestry of "We stan a legend who rises." It's this communal catharsis that elevates the drop from stunt to statement, a reminder that in K-pop's vast ocean, IU's waves still crash the hardest. Zooming out, IU's discography stands as a veritable library of emotional cartography, mapping the terrains of girlhood to goddesshood with unflinching honesty. Beyond the hits, her 23 albums, including 5 studio LPs, myriad EPs like the autumnal Pieces in 2021, and remix collections like Flower Bookmark 2, weave a narrative of relentless innovation. Take Winter Letter, her 2023 seasonal gift, a piano-driven meditation on solitude that sold out vinyl presses overnight, or her collaborations, duetting with BTS's Suga on 8 in 2020, a nostalgic nod to lost 20s that amassed 500 million streams, blending her folkish tenderness with his introspective rap.
Even her non-album singles, like the pandemic-era Dear Name in 2020, a ballad for the late Guhara that shattered streaming records and sparked industry-wide tributes, underscore her role as conscience keeper. The CHAT-SHIRE anniversary feels like a pivot point in this chronicle. Releasing that video isn't nostalgia porn but narrative glue, binding her 23 self, the one mocked for maturity's edge, to the sage of the winning in 2024, where tracks like I Love pulse with hard-won wisdom. Contemplating this arc stirs a profound reverence. IU doesn't just make music. She mirrors our messes back at us, polished yet piercing, leaving you forever changed, humming her hooks like personal mantras. Yet beneath the glamour, IU's path whispers of sacrifices that lend her triumphs a bittersweet sheen. Rising from a childhood marked by financial straits, her family once lived in a bug-infested studio after her parents' divorce. She trained under Kakao M, formerly Lowen, from age 14, enduring grueling 10-hour vocal sessions that honed her into a pitch-perfect phenom. Debut's shadow loomed large. Early flops tested her mettle, but hits like Marshmallow with Zion T in 2013, a velvety R&B flirtation, signaled her versatility, paving roads to sold-out Asia tours and Billboard nods. Her philanthropic streak, founding the UI Service Foundation in 2019 to aid underprivileged youth, mirrors this grit. Donations topping 1 billion KRW by 2025 speak to a heart as generous as her vocals are golden. Tying this to the unreleased video, you sense that unscarred joy in her spins and leaps, a fleeting capture of pre-controversy bliss that tugs at the chest. It's tenderly tragic, this glimpse. In an era where idols armor up against trolls, IU's willingness to bear that unguarded moment feels like a hug across time, affirming that even queens bleed, but they always bloom brighter. As whispers of future drops swirl, fans theorizing a CHAT-SHIRE deluxe or unreleased ZZ visuals, it's clear IU's vault holds more than dust. It's a Pandora's box of potentials, each unlock a lesson in longevity. Her 2024 ventures, like the cinematic This Love OST for My Mysterious Family or her directorial debut in music videos, hint at expansions beyond melody, perhaps into film scoring or full-length features. Globally, her influence ripples. Covers of 23 by rising acts like New Jeans pay homage, while Western collabs loom on horizons bright. In this unreleased revelation, though, lies the purest thrill. A decade's distance dulling the daggers, amplifying the dazzle. It's euphoric, this full-circle grace. IU doesn't just survive scandals. She serenades them into silence, her voice a lighthouse for every dreamer dodging tempests. And as the video loops on screens worldwide, one can't help but wonder, what's next from this timeless troubadour? Whatever it is, it'll be legendary. Because if 23 taught us anything, it's that turning pain into pop gold is IU's eternal alchemy.